Okay, so hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions, and today is the live webinar for the EDMCS application, and this is yet another session for the in the series of EDMCS live webinars. Today we are going to do roles and permissions. So let's start. Okay, so what are roles and permissions? So this scenario demonstrates how to provision users and groups with roles and permissions to control their level of access in the EDMCS application. So basically we just keep a sort of we are just maintaining the access rights to them, that either they have the read access or the write access, or whom they want we want to provide the application roles. So in application role control the function user can perform, such as creating view or registering applications. You can see in the picture also we have an image side by side. You can see that. So for view creator, we have the person can have he can create the view as well. Okay, and for the application creator, the person can register the application. Okay, and for the auditor can also view, and he can have the access to for the transaction history. Okay, so let's get back to our application rules. So application rule control the function user can perform, such as creating views or registering application and dimensions. Applications roles are compatible and independent from permissions. Following are the application role and the function. So we will discuss the application role and functions. So the view creator. So when you create a user, so in that particular user, you have to enable the roles. So what role you are going to give the particular user. Okay, so the view creator application role enables you to create views. After you create view, you are assigned owner permission to the view. So you have to owner permission is also assigned with that. And the continuation, the application creator role enables you to register an application in the EDMCS application. After you register an application, you are assigned owner permission to the application. Then we have the auditor application role enables you to view changes made to the data in all application. So you can have that you can see the changes in all application. And with that all application means is that we can have the whatever application are registered in the EDMCS application, we can see the changes for that. It does not grant the ability to make any changes to data. So yeah, it do not grant any ability to manipulate the data or change or any modification. It does not allow that. Okay, if you want to make changes to data, you must be granted at least submitter permission on a data object. So you know that we have data object, and a data object is consist of node types, hierarchy sets, node sets, and viewpoint. So let me just go quickly and let's do the role part first, and then we will come to permissions. So let's get to our EDMCS application. So I'm opening my EDMCS application. You can see that. Okay, so now it is opened. So you can see that we have this home page, and currently I'm logged in as administrator. You can see the activities here. So what are the requests assigned to him, the admin, and invitation for to collaborate, and requests have submitted, block requests have submitted, and request form approval. So these types of things you can also set for any particular user. Currently for the administrator it is showing that. Let's see the introduction. So it is just giving the introduction for the particular application. Okay, so the main part. So we have application, we have request, which we have already covered in the previous session, we have views as well. But to create any particular user and to give him the roles and permission, what we have to do, so we have to go to navigate, and then we have to go to tools, and under tools you will find access control. So let me just open this, and you can see that we have manage group, manage users, manage application role assignment report, user login report, and user group report. So under the access control you can see these types of various things. Okay, so what are groups? So basically when you select any particular user or group to give any permission for the application, that the user group have the permission for read access or write access or any sort of access. Okay, and for the user, for specifically user, if we talk about, so for user we can also do the same. So currently we are seeing only one user, and you can see in the manage groups we have various groups, and we can also create a group by ourselves. So first I will create users, and then I will assign the user to any particular group. So to create a group, to create a user, we have to go to manage users, and we will click on create. So as soon as you click on create, you get a pop-up, and in this pop-up, in this box, you will have to type the username first. So suppose I'm going to make one user that his name will be user1. Okay, and password I have to provide. So I'm giving the password here. So this is a demo user, I'm just creating user1. You can create any user according to your need, like you can add Sam or any username you want to create. Okay, according to your need. You can give a specific person's name here, okay, to the username, and then you have to provide the username, the first name of the user and the last name of the user. So suppose I'm going to give him, okay, let's give user1 as it is. Last name I'm skipping now, and yeah. So suppose if I have any particular group assigned, okay, so I can simply directly assign the group to a particular user with the help of this. Okay, so let me just create user1, save. Okay, so user1 is created, and let's create a group. So in manage group you have to click on create. Okay, so we have to give a name for the group. Let's give the name for the group as EDMCS main group, or any group you can give, and description you can provide. Maintenance we can maintenance group we can give the name as this. Okay, maintenance group, and yeah, here we can assign users to the particular group. So I will simply search the username. So let's say we have the username as user1 only. Okay, we have not defined the user there, so that is why the user is not coming. So let me just save it. So we have created the group particularly. Then when we open the user, we can assign the particular group to the user. I just simply added it and search my group name, that is EDMCS. So the group is now coming. I'm sending this group to the assigned groups, and this user will be will be the member of this EDMCS main group. And suppose if user1 is also in some another group, so this the particular second group or the another group will also appear here in this section. Okay, but currently user1 is only assigned to the EDMCS main group, so he's showing in here. Okay, let me save it, and let's create 2 more users, so you will get an idea about we will also do the practical of various things, so it will be easy for us. So user2, let's create user2 and give the password again. Okay, so user 2, let's give the same name, and we have to define the group here. Click on this arrow so it will assign to the group and save. Okay, so currently we are just managing the user, we are just creating the users. Okay, we are not giving them any roles, particular roles. So yeah, let's create another user. So this username will would be user3. Password we have to provide. Okay, I've skipped the giving the first name. Let me just edit it. Okay, so currently we are working on demo instance, and when you work on the real instance of your organization, you can particularly give the last name. You have to provide the email also for the user. So these are like artificial users we are just creating. So you can create any real person who will be the user in your application, that you can also create. So we are just creating demo users here, and let's assign the application role for each particular user. So when you click on the manage application roles, let me search it. Groups. Okay, we have EDMCS main group. So I will give the power to this group. Let's give them the power as application creator, and give the power for the view creator, which we have just learned in the slide. Okay, and give the power for the auditor also. So whatever the power is given to the group will be assigned to the users automatically. So I will click OK. So in this we have like defined the application role for the groups, and if you see in the user, you go to users, so no user is coming because already the 3 users which we have created are assigned to the group. Okay, so suppose if I individually create a user and do not provide um, any sort of group to them, so we can individually give them any special application roles. So let's add let's say we are adding Sam. Okay, let me just, I'm not giving any particular group to Sam. This is the individual user who is not assigned to any group, that is Sam. Let's create another user. Let's add Jim. Okay, so we have Jim also. Okay, I will create one more user, that is Tim. Okay, so it is also created. So we have Sam, Jim, Tim, and user 1, 2, 3 are assigned to particular group. So let's go to manage application role. I don't know why these 3 groups people are not showing here. Let me search it. So this is a user group report, you can see here, and if some user have been like if any user has logged in, you can see in this logged in user login report. and you can see the role assignment report also. So user 1 to 3 are assigned to these groups, these particular roles. Okay, application creator, auditor, review creator. And one more thing, I just wonder why we are not seeing any Sam, Jim, Tim here. So we can assign the particular role to them. So this is the Oracle docs you can see in here. Let me just check it if we can provide any sort of user. Okay, so suppose if I give Jim as the user itself. So we have already defined one user group here, so let's give Jim as a user. Okay, so Jim is a user. Let me just save it. And Sam, let's say Sam. Who's Sam? Yeah, let's make Sam as the service admin. So let's give the role of service admin to Sam. Save it and go to Tim, and it's what happened. Oh, sorry. Go to Tim and edit. Yeah. So when you click on search bar, you will get to see all of the groups which we are created, which already created. Okay. So viewer role we can give to Tim. Okay. So let me just save it and click OK. And when you click on manage application role, now they are appearing here. Okay, so let me just click on manage roles. So now we can give a particular user that he could be application creator or auditor or view creator. So I will give Sam as application creator. I will simply move this, click OK. So Sam is the application creator and Jim is let's say the auditor, and Tim is the view creator. And we will log in all of the three users simultaneously, so you will get an idea that who is seeing what and who is able to do what sort of things in the application. Okay, so I've assigned all the roles, so let me just log off from the admin and quickly like log into Sam. So this is Sam, and let me also copy the instance location here, so we will like clearly log into another users. Okay, Sam is loading. Let's open another user in different browser. In here I'm logging Jim. and here I am logging Tim. I guess some error in the password, so let me just do. Okay, we are in gym. Let me refresh if instance is fine or not. I guess instance is cool. Okay, so let me just select the URL correctly. Okay, I don't know what is the problem with this instance in the Edge browser. Okay, let it be, not a problem. Let's see Sam, and we have given Sam as the application creator, and it has various other roles also. So yeah, so let's go to application and let's see if Sam is able to create any sort of application. So yeah, he have the access to all the application, and he have the access to create an application, that is register. And let's open Jim and let's see if Jim is the auditor, I guess. Okay, and you can see Jim is the auditor, and he can audit, and he can have the transaction history for all of the changes and modifications, but he is not able to like register any sort of application. Okay, you can see with the in the screen that 13 applications are showing, but for Jim, but for Sam we are also able to register the application. So let's go to register and quickly register one application, so we'll get an idea about what Sam can perform and what others cannot. So I will register FCCS application, or we can also register one. Let's register custom application. Okay, that will be more like easy to understand. So click on register, and we will register a universal application, that will be the custom application. So I will custom application 00, let's say, and description is optional. If you want to provide any external system type, you can also define that, but in my case I'm not going to define any particular system. Then we have the summary, and I will click on create. So now after clicking on create, you have to define the dimensions. So suppose I'm adding account dimension only, so I will simply write account, and it is asking for the dimension type, that is hierarchy or flat. That is flat is just a list type of hierarchy. Then we have external dimension name, that is again account. It is asking for the allowed shared nodes. If you are familiar with the FCCS and other Oracle products, so then you know that what are allowed shared nodes, that we can have same particular node in a different parent hierarchy within one viewpoint or dimension, you can say. Then we have to define a node type for dimension, so simply I will give account again. If you want to provide any qualifier, you can give that. I'm skipping. And then we have to define the properties. So I will open code name, that is already defined. I will change it as name, click next, and then I will select one property. Okay, that will be description. So either ways you can create the property, or you can also select the property which is already present in the application. So I'm just selecting the particular property from the predefined properties. So I'll select core description, click OK, and then you have to select if you want to provide the string case as mixed uppercase or lowercase, that you can provide. And we have invalid character. Suppose I don't want any particular symbol or sign or character to come in the description, then I can like limit that. Then we have minimum length or maximum length. I will change it to 1024, that is the maximum we can provide. Then we have the column header, and then we have value mode as code, and then we have synchronization direction, that is both. In with the both option we can like import and export. We can do both ways. Okay, then we will add parent, that is most important. So we have chosen the hierarchy type of dimension, so we have to give that parent column and property. Then we have to add let's say add account type, because it is present in my like SX file. Okay, so it is asking for the allowed values. If you want to provide any allowed values, that you can also provide, but yeah, I'm leaving it as same, not changing anything. Okay, so these four properties I have provided. This is the node type if you want to add more nodes. Then we have the import and export for dimension. So it is asking for the node type and default parent node type. If you want to change it, you can change it. Okay, and top node indicator, that you can also provide. So these things we have already discussed in a previous session. If you want to like look more on it, you can review that, or you can like connect to BISPsolutions.com. I'm not going to add any other further dimension. I will simply click on next and apply. You can see the summary for the same. Okay, so the data chain object is created because whenever you register an application, the data chain object will get created, and you will have the node types, hierarchy sets, and node sets for the same. And a view is also created simultaneously. Okay, so then we have to go to views, and yeah, we are in views, and you can see that for every application EDMCS automatically create a view for that. So this is the view which is created, and I will open that, and you can see that we are in custom application 00, and we can make a new request, and we can add the the metadata. So how we can do that particularly? So I will just make a new request, and this is the request name, or the number, you can say title for the request. So I will change it, add metadata. I will write. Okay, and currently we are manually adding, so load request item. I will go here, and I will select from a file. So suppose I'm adding account, so I have one file which is I can use. So this is the file I'm going to use. Let me just open and tell you what are the columns we have in this. Okay, so yeah, we have to particularly make some modifications here. So first we have to change the sheet name, otherwise it won't take any the correct it will not load the sheet here. Node type we have given account, so we are just modifying it. Okay, I guess we have made the changes correctly. Let me just save it, and we'll quickly select this file and load the metadata. Okay, so you can see we got the columns to add, and so we have name, description, node type, parent. We have added the property. So these are just the properties. We have account type also. So 17 rows and 6 columns are there. Let's load it. It will show you the rows which are being added. So 17 rows, yeah, all successful. Let's close it. So now we have the metadata here. So you can see we have got the full balance sheet with the full chart of accounts for the balance sheet. We have total assets, so it is in hierarchy type because we have chosen the dimension type as hierarchy. So we get under total assets we have current liabilities and long-term liabilities. Very sorry, we have current assets and the total assets. Under total liabilities and equity we have current liability and owner's equity as well. And you can see the at the right hand side you can see the properties. We have the properties. Let me just submit it so we can get the like all the additions here. Okay, so request is submitted. Okay, let me just open Jim and let's see what Jim can access. Can he have the right to make any further changes? So yeah, Jim is what Jim is the auditor, so he cannot have the access to the views. Okay, so only he can see at the application. Let me just go to the request and again though he because he cannot see the views, so he is also not able to see any particular what we say the views also. So let me just give Jim as the power user access, then let's see what he can see. So I will simply log into, so for Sam you know that he can make them for the modification. So I'm simply like signing out to the Sam and will log in as admin. Okay. So we are just exploring the what we say the roles part only. Permission we will also discuss. Okay, so I will go to manage users and choose Jim. Go to edit and give him as the power user. And remove the user part. Okay, let me just save it. So this is how you can modify the various types of application role to the users. Okay, again I will simply just sign out and go to Jim. Yeah, we have Jim here, and one more thing we have to, I guess we have to log in or log out if to see the first any changes. So I will sign out here and let's log in Jim again. I don't know what is the problem with this instance. It is not able to load that particular application. Okay, let's log in admin again. And let me see what is happening with Jim. There is some problem with Jim and manage users. Go to Jim, edit. Okay, let me save it again. Jim is modified completely, and I guess there is some problem in Tim also. save it, and let's hope that if we are able to mm, okay. Okay, we are not able to log in this browser. Okay, let me open incognito mode and let's see if we can still by any chance we can log in into the application. Okay, I guess in incognito we can access that, so I will simply open gym here. Okay, there's sort of problem with this user. He's not getting any access to login in this. User preferences that we can set okay, so there is some problem with the application itself. We are currently not able to like sign into any other user other than the admin user. Let me just go to tools and okay, in tools we don't have any sort of things, just review or logged in. Okay, one thing we can try to do that, give Jim a service admin and let's try if he can log in. Okay, so as a service admin people can log in, but as a power user they are not able to log in. I will figure it out and let you know the cause for that. Okay, so we are logging in gym and application is, I don't know, it is a bit slow in loading. Okay, so we have open gym. Let's go to views and open our view for that. So this is the custom application view. You can see who's created. So Sam has created and modified the same. Okay, so Jim is now the service admin, so he is now able to make the request also, because we cannot logged in when he was the power user or the user, so I cannot tell you that who can modify or not. So yeah, but users, basically those who don't have the access, they cannot make any modifications or make any new requests for any other person who has created the application. Okay, but admins have some sort of right to that. They can modify the changes, but yeah, user don't have such rights. Okay, and let me try if we can log in Jim, sorry, if we can log in to Tim. Okay, yeah, it is throwing some error because it is not allowing access to any other person other than the service admin. So yeah, that we have to look on. So I will simply sign out, and let's go to the slide, and I've given you the brief about what are the roles for the application roles. Okay, and let's go to permissions. So permissions secure access to application dimension, data chain objects, node set, hierarchy set, and node types, and data. You can assign the following permission level. Either a person can be owner, data manager, and submitter, and browser. We can also define the browser for that. And okay, you assign this permission to application. We can assign this permission to the applications dimension, hierarchy set, and node types. Application and dimensions support all permission level, so they simply support all the permission level. And while hierarchy set and node type support the submitter and browser permission only. So we have to stay more aware that hierarchy sets and node type support the submitter and browser permission only. Then we have the permission in the permission drop down list. So when you particularly open the application in inspect mode, you can see that you can give the desired permission according to your need. That if I want to assign any group or user, I can give them permission as a data manager, owner, or participant. Okay, and we can also give them data access rights. So for data management, data manager, we can give all access or read or write access, and similarly we can define for all of the user groups. So then we have the permission the table for that, and at the data object level. So you know that let me just show you. So when you go to views, and let's open any sort of view, let's create our view, that is custom application 00. Go to inspect, go to data chain. So we are talking about this data chain, and you can see that in data chain we can give permission according to our node types, our hierarchy sets, or the node sets. Okay, and we are currently in viewpoint, so that is showing as inspected. Okay, let's back to our slide. Okay, so permission level in the data object. The following table lists the permission that you can assign to the data objects and the action that you can perform. For more information, you can just on the permission level in cascading, you can just visit the Oracle and all the docs for that. So at the first column we have, you must have at least this permission. So we have to be owner, or you can see that. So in the second column we have on the data object, so that is application, and at the third column we have to perform these actions. So a owner on the application can create, update, delete all data objects, assign permission for all data objects, to other user and groups, and he can also modify the application registration. Then the owner in dimension, he can create, update and delete node set, hierarchy sets and node types in the dimension, assign permission to data chain objects in this dimension to other users and group. Then we have data manager. So data manager is the person who can manage all sort of data like import, export, and in the application you can import, export and update data for all dimension in the application, create and update a viewpoint for all dimensions in the application. Note, you need owner permission on this view, that yeah, we need a owner permission for that to contains in the viewpoint. Then we have create and manage, so we even read the notes as well. Then we have data manager in the dimension, he can also do the same thing. Then we have participant, he can write, or in the application he can create a new request or act as a request assignee for any dimension in the application. Then we have participant right, who can in the dimension can create a new request or act as the same for this also. Then we have the participant right, who in the hierarchy set, so in the hierarchy set he can create a request or act as a request assignee for the request that insert, move, remove and reorder node in the hierarchy set. Okay, so he cannot do the add or any sort of that function, but he can do the insert, move, remove and reorder nodes in the hierarchy set. You can read the note for that. When you grant a user participant right permission on a hierarchy set, that user is also granted implicit participant read permission on any mode. Yeah, that is obvious that if you give any write mode, that we can also read that. Then we have node type permission for the right participant who we have given the right permission, so we can create a request. Same goes for the hierarchy set, it is same for the node type also. So yeah, then we have participant who can have the right of read in the application. He can browse a viewpoint that contains data for any dimension in the application. Then we have the participant for the dimension, we can browse a viewpoint that contains data for this dimension. Then we have hierarchy set for the participant who can read. Then we have he can do the perform action, actions that browse a viewpoint that contains data for this hierarchy set and the node types. So basically whatever the viewpoint have, okay, he can check he can browse the hierarchy set and node types in the hierarchy set. And when you grant a user participant read permission on a hierarchy set, that user is also granted permission, that is again obvious. Then we are in the node type, so browse a viewpoint that contains data for the node type in a list only. So let's go to application, and I will show you how we can assign the permission for any dimension or any application. So let's start from the beginning. So let's open the application. So we are in applications, and in the actions column we can, when you click on the three dots, go to inspect. So at the application level you can provide the permissions here. So currently the Sam is the owner. Let's say I want to add any other person as the user or group. Suppose I want to add any group, that is EDMCS main group. Suppose I want to add this group. So either ways I want that EDMCS can be participant who have the read access for the data, or he can be, the group can be the data manager or the owner. So let's say they are the data manager, and data manager have all the access by default. Let's save it. Okay, and let me go to dimension. Suppose I want to provide the dimension level of user permission or group permission. So I will open the dimension, go to permission and go to edit, and now here I can assign the user for that particular dimension. Suppose I want to add the user as Jim, and I want to make him as a participant who can be able to read all the particular dimension details. Okay, and wait a second, display all, we are just giving the display all facility for him. And let's add one more user, that is Tim, and we are going to give him the right as participant. But yeah, now he can perform the action, edit all and apply. So this is the permission we are giving at the dimension level. Let's save it. Let's go to general and go to bindings. So in bindings you can see we got the account binding. Okay, let me just close it. Now I will go to node types, and in node types you can also define the permissions according to your need. So suppose I want to add permission in account for the customer application, so here it is. So in the node type we can also give the permissions accordingly. So I will go to permissions and I will give permission for, let's say, user 1. Let's say we are taking Tim. Okay, so Tim is the participant, and we can change the, like, no, we can specify the sort of action he can perform. Suppose I want that Tim can delete. Okay, and we are specifying what he can delete. He can perform the action for delete, and what properties he can certainly add it. So currently name, he can only have access for display. Let's say he can edit the description also. Okay, I'm applying it and save it. So this is a node type level of permission we are allowing for Tim. Let's close it and let me try to open Tim. If we can open Tim, that will be more beneficial for us. So let me open the browser again. Okay, it is still not allowing to. We are just giving it a try that if we can access. Yeah, we cannot access. Okay, nevertheless, so these are the permission we can provide. Let's go to hierarchy set and let's see what permission we can give him. In the hierarchy sets, what permission we can assign. So again I will open the same hierarchy set for the customer application. So now we are just simply giving the permission according to the data object. Okay, we are in hierarchy set, go to permissions and go to edit, and here I will select, suppose again I will select Tim, and likewise we have given the permission in node type. Same permission we can give in this also. So as we have said that in the node types we have add or delete options to actions to perform, but in hierarchy sets we have the option to insert, move and remove. Suppose I want a reorder to give to Tim in this particular hierarchy set. Let's apply and save it. You can also define the users for it. Let me close it, then go to node set. So for each and every sort of yeah, you can see that in the node set we cannot provide any sort of permissions here. We can only give it to the node types and hierarchy sets, and same was not shown in the slides also. We only have application, node type dimension, application. These all we have read. Okay, we do not have any sort of permission for the node set. But yeah, we can you can see that we have some sort of, we can make, admin can make it as active or archive. And one more thing, let me just save and wanted to show you that particularly, that because admin is not the owner of the application. Okay, he's not the owner of this particular node set also, because he have not created that. But Sam can add it in this particular node set. Okay, administrator can only make the application on node set as archive or make the status as active, but he cannot modify any type of node set or any application settings. Okay, let me just close it, and I will log into Sam and I will show you that what permission he have. Okay, he's the owner, ultimate owner of the application which we have just registered. So Sam is opening. So user Sam is now logged in. Go to node sets, go to definition, oh I guess, yeah, we have to define the permissions for that. So yeah, that is why we cannot do it, because Sam is only the application creator. Okay, he do not have furthermore permission. That is why some limitation is with Sam also. Okay, let's say if you create one node set, select the dimension, and one more thing is that it is already a predefined predefined node set previously, which application already created. So that is one more thing that it is not allowing to make any changes in that. And custom node set, create, go to definition, you have to define the hierarchy set here, that is account, save it, go to definition. So you can see that we have the node set, which it is coming now here. Okay, so let's go to request, and I wanted to show you that we have various other options as well. So this is the lookup sets. Let me open one of the lookup sets, and in the lookup sets you can also see we have created and modifier. What is the modifier? Okay, so Sam can only create he can only create the application and the related functions to that. Then we are in reports. So in reports you can see the permission and policies by user or by groups. So that will be like more feasible for you, and that will more like easier for you to understand what are the permission policies are provided by the user or by the group. Okay, so by user group you can see that you can have an you can get the information about these, and by user only Sam is showing. Let me, if I can select all, click OK. Okay, Now we can see all the permission what other people have. Okay, so you can also check that, like Jim have they like assigned to this application, and dimension is this, and permission policies participant read and assigned to this person. Okay, assigned to user basically. And for group, you are now seeing the group here, group name here. So user when is so if any person is assigned to any group, then it will appear here, or it will come as individual. So user one is linked to any particular group, so the group name is now coming in here. Okay, and these are the data managers also. So yeah, okay, then we have activity report. So whatever the activities are performed, you can download the reports here. Okay, we have record count log. Okay, so what are dimensions? We can access the profiles here. Okay, and number of nodes are you can count that. Okay, let's see our application, that is customer application 00. Yeah, this is the customer application. Let me find mine. Let me log in as admin and see that. Okay, now we are logged in as admin. Let's go to reports. Okay, so customer application total, you can see that we have all the sort of application, the particular dimension you can see, and application name is also coming. Okay, so let's move on further and go to audit. And what audit can display us? So that is a transaction history which we are talking about. Let me go back to the slide. You can see that auditor, which was Tim, but unfortunately I cannot access him, cannot log into Tim. But yeah, if Tim was there, and he can view the transaction history, he can audit all the things. Okay, and though it is a instance, that is demo instance, so we are like certainly limited to some features. Okay, but yeah, in main application you have the feasibility, and you have the reliability. Okay, so you can see that the Tim user permission level hierarchy set, what are the what permissions have been given in the last 7 days. You can just simply choose the data chain. Okay, let's say I am only selecting the customer application. For that I am going to see that. So, and this is the customer application, and for the account dimension, click OK, and you can also select the node type and hierarchy sets. So this is the audit permission you can see. Okay, and yeah, auditor do not have access to modify, he can only see all the things. But if the particular user have any sort of more permissions or more roles, then the user can simply see that, or make any changes for the modification he can do. So we have transaction, you can see what at what time the timestamp is given, what request was that. Okay, request ID is given, add metadata was the title of the request, otherwise it is written as request only with that request ID you can see in here. So these are the 7 days frame, like time frame for the 7 days, what changes have been made previously. So auditor can have all these access. He can simply search. Suppose I want to search any specific actions, I want to see only for the add what additions have been made, what remove function or actions have been performed. So he can simply see that. Suppose these are the add actions are done, okay, and I want to see on node which node I want to see. So I can select that, okay, and users, for which user has did that, okay. Suppose I want Sam, what Sam did. So the auditor can see that what with the all permutation and combination with all filters, he can simply filter this out. And what else? Yeah, we want to see last 60 days, last year, we can also perform that. And if you just want to like delete all and refresh or whatever you want to do, you can just also do that. So I guess we are all done. So I guess it is completed, and this was the session for the EDMCS application, in which we have learned how we can assign role and permission for any specific user or group, okay, and how we can create a group in which we can add users and we can give them some sort of roles, okay, and how we can give them power user to any particular user and provide them any user how we can assign them as user or power user or service admin or the data, or how, and how we have also discussed about the permissions in the application at the level of application, and at the level of dimension, at the level of node type, at the level of hierarchy sets. So these sort of things we have discussed today, and thank you for watching and listening to our session. And if you have any query, you can visit bispsolutions.com. And thank you. Stay tuned for more lectures like this.